Hello and welcome to that Peter Crouch podcast. This is a Friday edition of the podcast. Notorious SID and Chris start with me. How are we?
Really good.
Very good. Ramping up to Christmas now.
Yeah.
Are you boys... I want to be careful with this because I don't want to ruin it for anyone that believes in it, but does the elf on the shelf visit your family homes?
By the looks of it, since yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's amazing how the elf doesn't run out of ideas by now. Don't you think
He struggles at times.
It's painful, isn't it?
I was contemplating the idea that the elf might be going on a small lads' holiday
Right,
somewhere
really?
for a couple of days.
That makes sense.
Do you know what I mean? Because they're exhausted.
Ours is a female.
Oh,
It's
really?
a female, yeah. And she miraculously brought a baby. A mini elf.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've got a elf and a mini elf.
So now is the cheeky elf doing stuff, and now the kids, there's like a kid elf that has to do stuff.
Two of the fuckers. two of the buggers.
Two of the buggers.
Yeah.
Have you ever got into this elf on the shelf thing?
Yeah. I think sometimes the elf gets tired, and the elf sometimes forgets to be magic and, trundles on down and in the middle of the night and creates magic.
Yeah. Well, good luck. I just want to say, it's a quick bit of solidarity to anyone listening to this right now.
I feel your pain.
Yeah,
We're on the same boat.
we know.
So just with regards to this weekend, lads, obviously Everton Liverpool was called off. Villa was 1-0 against Southampton, and Brentford beat Newcastle. I got 2 points here. I got two. The one that killed us killed you boys was Brentford. Went for the Crouchy went for the Newcastle win there.
Yeah.
Said you went for the draw, and I had Brentford to win, and they came up trumps, which put me in the lead.
Yeah, I remember looking at the scores at half time and I see 2-2 and I back 2-2. And I was like, it's still another half to go. It's not going to finish.
But that was a bold move from you. I mean, that felt like, so far, I think we've all, generally speaking, played it safe and played it to the probabilities. But I think when you went for that Brentford one, I've got to respect your game there.
My only thing was Brentford's home record. So I think it was away from home. Like Brentford's home record's very, very good.
Yeah.
And that was what I was thinking. And Newcastle, I know Alan Shearer was pretty scathing, really, about what they're like kind of away from home, Newcastle. Maybe a few players go missing, what have you. So that played into my thought process. But
it was ridiculous weather as well, wasn't it? Storm Dara was playing havoc.
I saw you with your brolly, Sid. That was just before the storm.
You went to go see your lads' game, right?
I did. Yes.
In
Harrogate.
Yeah.
Made his debut.
Yeah. Special moment.
You'd never be able to take that away from him now.
Do you know what? It was one of them. So he went up the night before. He got recalled from his loan from Havant and Waterlooville. He's on the bench for AFC Wimbledon. They went up the night before. There was a storm. He said, "Dad, are you going to come?" And I was like, "Put some tickets by and I'll see what the weather's like in the morning." And it was mad, wasn't it? It was like a hurricane. So,
well, people were being advised not to travel.
Yeah.
I did actually think of you, because it was on the radio quite a lot this weekend because of the Jingle Bell Ball thing that we do, and I was aware that you had this big long journey. I mean, it's a long
hours.
journey without the storm being there,
Yeah, so we woke up and my missus she was like, we're not going to go. And my younger son Lenny, he was like, "Dad, let's go." I was like, "Bosh." So we jumped in the car. I sent a little selfie to Harry, so he knew we was coming up, and he was like, "Love it." And we got there, and it was good. 500 away fans went up there, drove, and we was there, and 3-0 up, and there's like 10 minutes to go, and I'm just watching the bench. I'm watching him warm up, and I'm watching Johnny Jackson, the manager, and I'm thinking, "Oh, come on, put him on. There's no danger," and you just see him go to him, strip off. And he gets his stuff off. So my lad, I wanted to take it all in. So I give Lenny the phone and I was like, "Film this." Because it's one of the moments where, and you'll know this, the journey to get to where he's got to has been up, down. It's been a long journey, but you never forget your debut. No. It doesn't matter whether it's 2 minutes or 90. And it was a nice moment watching him go on. And he enjoyed it. And the lads, like they enjoyed it with him. They was good with him after. So yeah, it's a nice milestone. On to the next one. But it was good.
Yeah, brilliant, man. I'm so pleased for him as well.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've seen how hard he's worked and he deserves it, so it's great. And he'd never be able to take, no one's taking that away from him. It's brilliant.
I think there was a few eyes on him on that game as well, because I know you'd spoken about it last week, and then I got a DM from James Belshaw, the Harrogate goalkeeper.
Oh, wow.
Saying I hear Notorious might be in attendance today.
No way.
With his son playing. Yeah, do you want to see it?
Is that the actual goalkeeper?
Yeah.
So the actual goalkeeper, mate, he was getting pelters.
Well, maybe I shouldn't be saying about this messaging.
Yeah. No, from the fans.
Notorious might be at our game today watching his lad. We'll keep an eye out for him. Thought that was quite a nice message.
Yeah, he was obviously like, it's like in front of the away fans, as the typical, whoa, yeah, because the storm was going on, he was kicking it down the middle of the pitch and the wind was just taking it out to the left wing, and the centre half was going, fucking kick it straight. And he went, I fucking am, there's a storm. But when you can hear everything, I loved it.
Lower
it was
league,
great.
The goalkeepers at lower league, I mean, every Maidenhead game I go to be fair, Maidenhead are quite a nice crowd, and actually a lot of the fans are quite young behind the goal, but it's just like, it's touching distance, isn't it? The whole game. Just pelters the whole game.
Yeah.
It's great, though, isn't it? Quite like it.
That's why we love it.
It is good. Right,
congratulations.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks, guys.
Well done to Harry as well.
Brilliant. Next one.
Obviously, Chelsea Tottenham was a mad game. Great game of football. Loved it, to be honest. But from a Tottenham perspective, like being 2 up, and you just can't seem to manage a game out, can they? It's like it feels like the similar mistakes, but on the other side of it, like Cole Palmer's penalties, I have to say, like he was brilliant in the game. But the penalties as well, like I was saying, Dink the first one, and then obviously a beautiful pen, but then the foresight to just Panenka.
Cheeky, wasn't it?
Oh, it was naughty. It was
Chelsea are going strong, eh?
Yeah.
They're really proving a lot of people wrong, but I mean, are they in the title race?
Just got so many goals,
got to
surely.
involved, haven't you?
Yeah.
They're in the mix.
He's a man of few words, clearly. I think he got his Man of the Match award and he just says like 1 or 2 words. But he's so cool, isn't he? Do you think he's abnormally cool? Do you think he's got this sort of resting heartbeat that's slower than an average player? Like, you must see him and other teammates that you've played with previously. Is he just exceptionally cool?
I think it's like bordering on sleepwalking.
Isn't it?
Isn't it? He's just so just calm.
Yeah, but that makes him the player he is. It's like, give me the ball, any situation, even penalties as well. I don't think he's thinking too much about the consequences of missing. It's like, I'm on fire, give me the ball, ask, like just the supreme confidence. And I don't think he cares about the getting it wrong. No. I don't think negative thoughts are entering his head at all. I really don't. And I think that makes for a really dangerous, very good player.
Yeah. He just seems so chilled to the point of you are right in what you're saying. It's not a negative thing to say.
No.
We've talked about this whale on the podcast.
It's a quality, isn't it? I suppose.
Before you know this 300-year-old whale that swims in the sea, right? And its heart beats once every 6 months or something. Just goes like that. I think it's a bit like him. I think he's got some sort of, he's related to this. I think it's so chilled. We've spoken about the whale before. I think it might be a shark actually, and it just occasionally pops its head up above the water, has a look around.
I remember we Googled it.
Fuck this, back down again.
It's unbelievably
But
chilled
the
life.
things it's seen.
True.
300 years, Sids. Yeah.
I agree. As for Spurs though, they was 2-0 up against Brighton, wasn't they? Before lost. You can't keep making the same mistakes, can they?
No, agreed. Once you've got to touch on Manchester United as well, it's like pretty turbulent, you'd have to say. Dan Ashworth's only been there 5 months and he's been let go. Disappointing home defeat to Forest on the weekend. Watched the game. Forest deserved it.
Yeah. I think Rio summed it up perfectly, didn't he? I think he said something in the week about hope they are ruthless on the pitch in terms of players as what they have been making decisions with cutbacks and hierarchy staff. So it's gonna be a turbulent ride, that one. That's no short fix.
But at some point, you would have to assume the players and the actual sort of playing squad will fall in line with how they are kind of creating that business. And as you say, it being a bit ruthless and dare I say it, not a million miles away from how Elon Musk runs it, it will surely at some point seep through into kind of like maybe a different accountability. I would assume so.
Yeah.
We do have to touch on the fact that the Liverpool-Everton game was abandoned.
You done well not to get involved in that
it
one.
was, I think it was Rio and Jagielka were doing the game. Lindsay, who presents TNT Sports, was up there doing the game. Obviously, they went all the way there and it was called off. But I did see some videos in Liverpool of people getting blown down the street. And I imagine it was the right decision to not play the game. But that affected our score, obviously, so it was only 2 games. So let's see how we go this week, shall we?
How's this going to work then, Crouchy? Are we going to have to kind of stick the scores that we had for when it replays? Because I don't think we should.
I think it's a different scenario when we do the game again.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a different situation when there might be some injuries to key players.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I think we look at it again. If I'm being perfectly honest.
So what? We're gonna still do it.
Yes.
So I think it's just
It's gonna be a Brucey bonus, basically.
Well, there was less points available this week because that game was postponed.
Yeah.
When it comes to doing that game for the replay, we'll do new score predictions.
Okay.
Agreed.
Are we agreed?
Yeah.
I'm agreed.
Agreed.
Ding. Right, let's get into it. This next part of the podcast is supported by Paddy Power. This is Manchester City versus Manchester United. It's the Manchester derby, as you imagine. City are big favourites for this one. It's 4-9. Manchester United are 9-2. United to repeat the FA Cup result and win of 2-1 is 14-1.
Really?
City to win big.
Oh.
City 3-0, 11-1.
Oh.
Not a bad one, that.
No. City have won 4 of the last 5 meetings in the Premier League. You'd have said that the last few seasons, but...
Not the same City at the moment.
No, it's not. It's not.
Drew again on the weekend.
Yeah.
Where do we see this one going?
I think this is tough. It's at City as well, isn't it?
I just sort of feel the City thing's going to solve itself at any given moment.
Yeah, but that's what everyone's
It
saying,
sort
but
of
it's
feels
not.
like it should be hype, but it doesn't. It drags on. But it's not just City. You look at the Arsenal result from the weekend, and it's just crazy how all these teams, you then see an opportunity for them to gain points and catch up and go ahead and just keep stumbling over. I wonder if it's going to keep doing this until the end of the season, but I don't know. I'm going to, like I've said I would this season, go with my head. I'm not even doing that. I'm going with what majority are saying on Instagram. And most seem to be suggesting City are going to absolutely stomp this.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Really? I think it's a decent game for Ruben Amorim because he
his
hasn't got
first
a
one.
great deal to lose. I think unless they get completely pumped,
Yeah.
I think it's an opportunity for the players to express themselves. But by all means, continue.
And so it begins.
I think you're going to go for like a City 3-0.
Close, 3-1.
Are you?
Yeah.
3-1. I like it.
He's gone in early with the 3-1.
Have you dinged it?
He hasn't dinged yet. So
I
he's going to keep it
haven't
open.
dinged
He's
yet.
going to keep it open. You can go next if you want. I don't know. I don't know on this one.
All right,
This
I'm going
is
to go slightly tighter, but still with a City win.
Do you want to go 2-1?
I'm going to go 2-1.
Yeah, there's 2 good ones.
I'm going to ding that.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go with a City win, and I'm going to go 2-0. Ding.
Yeah.
Don't think
fine.
Man United will score.
Are you dinging your 3-1 or not?
3-1. And you went 3-0, did you?
No, I went 2-1.
2-1. I say it's a 3-0 option. So I'll go 3-1. Ding.
Lovely. Okay, we've got the Paddy Boost. Obviously, this is we pick a leg of the Crouch Pod Bet Builder. It's then boosted by 20% on the website and special section of the Paddy Power app. Right, I'm going to go for a player to be carded, and that is Ugarte.
All right, for the boost, I'll go player to score or assist. I will go Haaland.
Player to commit 1 or more fouls is, I think, the player that we're marking Haaland will be Dyche.
Okay, odds are correct at the time of recording. Please gamble responsibly. Another big game here, lads. Arsenal versus Everton. Everton have obviously I've had some time off.
Yeah.
Bit of training. It looks slightly better, would you say, for Everton?
So their last victory would have been the 4-0, 4-1 against Wolves.
Yeah.
So it would have been nice to have them to got into that Merseyside derby, wouldn't it? With that, they've had an extra, week training. Spirits have got to be high for Everton.
Obviously, you're not skewed by the big victory against Wolves, scoring 4 goals, because they didn't score for 4 games before that. Unless they're out of it now and that, or are Wolves in a difficult place. It's hard to judge because I'm sure Everton are out of the problems. Yeah. Although it was a lot better.
Yeah, but they're going to go into this match having to prepare a bit differently because Arsenal are the new Stoke City.
Yes, okay.
They've been labelled in the set pieces.
Yeah. I had lots of people tagging me in that I'd score a lot of goals in this Arsenal team. Whereas maybe perhaps in the Invincible team I'd get slightly less goals.
Did I read that the set piece coach for Arsenal just signed a new contract? Or have I just made that up?
What do you think's so effective about how they're doing this? So they kind of they gather on this back post, right, and then just seem to disperse. But it's not like a new thing. This
causes panic though, doesn't it? I think the delivery is very good as well.
But this is it. Is it just like, is not enough respect just put on the fact that it's a ball in the right place?
No, I think a lot of teams are going zonal here, and their best headers for a ball, like obviously Harry Maguire, for instance, probably the best header of the ball for Manchester United, and they couldn't deal with the set pieces, but they're swinging them in. I just think if you give good headers for a ball, a run on you without getting kind of manhandled or grabbed, or if you give them a free run, they're gonna get their head on majority of balls. If you're Harry Maguire and you're on the best and you're stationary in the middle of the pitch, someone's got a run on you, it's very difficult to stop.
Yeah.
You need to combat that by going, right, that's your man, don't let him score.
Yeah. That was always the motto, wasn't it?
Yeah.
My man doesn't score, get touch tight. Even if you can get up and just nudge him, make some kind of contact, it makes it much harder. But it's right. He's in line to be rewarded a extension of his contract.
Rumours have it the highest paid set piece coach
in the world.
In history. I just made that up.
I wasn't even aware this sort of thing got announced, though. I wasn't sure you got rewarded for this kind of... I mean, obviously it makes sense.
I reckon he's leaked it to his agent and just hyped it up.
Exactly. He's eyeing a move somewhere else.
Do you reckon
he's inflating his price.
Do you reckon so? Well, the football's gone that way where you just feel like this could be a thing where we could potentially see, the first set piece coach going to Bosman, for instance. They're that important. They're winning games of football. Yeah. And winning games of football is important.
Set pieces are an easy way to do it.
So are you saying this needs to be a bit more, is it more physical defending? Is it more, are you saying that you do need to kind of target these people a bit more and sort of push them out of the way?
I hated marking corners. I don't remember doing it a lot in most teams, zonal. You'd have some that were zonal and you'd have some that the majority would be picking up. I always picked up. If I was picking up and I got designated a player, I'd be like, right, he ain't scoring. Whatever happens, he is not scoring a goal.
The thing is with me, I just think like you've got really Gabriel and Saliba are the two players that are, maybe Havertz is, they're the two players really that they get the first contact, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
That you've just got to nullify their threat.
Yeah. He puts a good ball in as well, doesn't he, Deck?
Brilliant ball. Right on top of the goalkeeper, it's lovely.
On the set pieces.
Does a no-nonsense manager like Sean Dyche sort of neutralise this, do you think?
Well, he'd be fuming.
That's what I mean.
If he concedes at a set piece, listen, I've worked for Sean Dyche and there's a lot of emphasis on set pieces. And some of the other players there as well, obviously Tarkowski being one of them, very good at set pieces. Both ends as well. So this could be...
something to bear in mind for the predictions then.
Yeah, well, it is, yeah.
Well, Arsenal have won 4 of their last 5 encounters with Everton. And have scored at least 2 goals in 3 of those occasions. They've been pretty rampant, Arsenal. But Everton, they have come off the back of a 4-0 win.
Yeah, they have, yeah. I just think Everton be too strong. I just think Arsenal will be too strong here. When I look at the two sides, I think Arsenal have got players back now. Like, this looks like a top side now. Yeah. When I see, Odegaard back in, Partey's back from injury, they're missing Gabriel. which could be an issue. But I think they've got too much. Saka's on fire. I can't see anything other than an Arsenal victory.
What are you going to go for then, mate?
Okay, I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory for Arsenal.
Okay. Are you dinging that?
I've dinged it.
Oh, you got early. Okay, I agree. I think Arsenal will win. I'm going to go with a clean sheet for Arsenal. I'm going to go for 2-0.
Oh, that's what I was going to go for as well. So that's, once again, I'm in this position, aren't I? So many people saying 2-0 on Instagram. They're also saying regards to your family as well, which by the way become quite a nice new gimmick
that.
on the podcast, actually.
Like it. It's, people are being polite now on the emails. It's great.
Yeah. So, thank you if you did send a score prediction to me on the... I sort of flick through it as we're doing this podcast.
How are your family, though? Everything okay?
Yeah, they're good. Thanks for asking, mate. They're doing well. Regards to yours as well.
Cheers.
And you, Sid. We've spoken about yours already, actually. So I don't know what I do here. Like, I would like to go 2-0, but I still don't understand the etiquette of this.
If you want to go 2-0, you go 2-0.
Okay. But then am I going to get some sort of comment after it?
No. There's no comments from us, mate. No. At the end of the day, I'm actually a point in the lead, and if you remain, if you both don't get the correct result, I'm happy.
Okay. Well, I feel like, when the Dragons pair up a little bit to do an investment.
No.
Like that.
You going to go 2-0?
2-0, please. I'll ding that in.
Okay.
And what have you done?
I did 3-1 since.
And you dinged that in, didn't you?
I dinged it.
I actually didn't ding my 2-0 in.
Well, you might change it.
So I want to change
So you're not going to be... Wow. Deborah Meaden's pulled out.
Bloody Deborah Meaden's reversed it. Unbelievable.
No, I'm just going to keep it, entertained. So I'm going to change mine to 3-0. You on 3-1?
3-1, yeah, lovely.
3-1, 2-0.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 3-0 to Arsenal. Ding.
What a league this is, honestly.
I just
can't take your eyes off it, can you?
It's so exciting.
All right, let's get into interesting clash, this one. And this is one I don't know where to go, really. This is Forest versus Aston Villa. Forest obviously doing really, really well, really performing. Another great win for them on the weekend. Chris Wood on absolute fire, and I feel like Chris Wood's kind of friend of the pod, really, because we called this, said, even when he was getting a little bit of grief when he's up at Newcastle, or I always said I was a great finisher, really good finisher.
Well, 11 goals in his last 10 appearances for the club.
He's a goal scorer.
He's on fire.
He's a handful.
We have supported him on this podcast.
He's on fire.
We've got Wood, and he is smashing it, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is, yeah.
It's good to see.
It's great to see. Everyone loves Wood.
Right, then. So do we think...
Do you know about Wood, Sis? What do you think about Wood?
Yeah. Who doesn't love a rampant Wood?
Yeah.
He's prolific.
Yeah. I mean, he's shooting. Wood is shooting.
You started it. Subtle. I didn't start it.
What did he?
I just said we've got Wood. We're heavily backing him on the podcast.
Okay.
And I've got nothing left to say.
So Forest, they are, I believe, in 5th place in the Premier League. Incredible. And Villa have dropped off. And they did get 2 back-to-back victories, though. Little bit Jekyll and Hyde, aren't they, at the minute, Villa? It's...
They went for a difficult spell, didn't they? Came out, they felt like there was, some good performances since then.
Didn't win in 8 games.
Yeah, that was a big for them, really, considering what he's achieved at the football club and how about they've gone about their business. Obviously, they've won against Southampton. Yeah, it was scraped to 1-0, really. But still, in my opinion, a really, really good side.
Yeah, of course. But I think this is close. I think this. Well, put it this way: this game last season, you'd have banked Villa. No disrespect to Forest. I think you could probably say roles reversed a little bit on this one, especially at Forest at home, which is a tough place to go when it's cooking. Do you want me to go first on this one, boys?
I'd love you to.
Okay, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Just to throw it out there.
I'd written that as well.
Oh,
But I'm not going to.
no.
I'm only telling you.
Well, you haven't, have you?
What do you mean?
Well, it's the people.
Yeah, the people have said 1-1. So it's I respect what you've done. You haven't dinged it in, so I don't know if you're going to change it anyway. If this is some silly mind game.
Do you
to block
want 1-1?
the 1-0.
If you want 1-1, I'll change mine.
No, well, if you're not doing 1-0, then obviously I'll take the 1-0 because that's what the people. My whole thing now is I just go with what Instagram says. That's what they're saying. 1-0. If you want to ding in 1-0, I'll go 2-0.
It's a bit boring for the pod, isn't it?
Woke.
What? No, because
woke-
I won't
it's
do
woke
the same. I won't do the same. Oh God.
Nonsense.
I won't do the same. What I'm saying is I won't do the same as you. Ding in your answer, and I'll tell you.
I'll go 1-1.
Fine.
And I'll ding that in.
I'll go 2-0,
I actually thought that.
and I'll ding that in.
Oh, I like that. I like that one. I'm going to go 2-1 Forest.
Whoa.
That's what I'm going for.
I'd say it's a big shout, but it's not.
Is it a big shout at the moment?
This is going to be a tense game.
I think this could be the game that kind of defines the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's. I mean, he's gearing up for this forfeit, lads, and there's ideas being thrown around.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
I can't tell you how many people want you to do the
I
forfeit.
know they do. I know they do.
They really do.
I think I might be the only person who supports this league who doesn't want me to.
It'd be great. It'd be real sort of the magic of the cup sort of stuff if you end up doing the forfeit. And it's great that we're already thinking of it. And as always, if you do have an idea for what the forfeit should or could be at the end of the season, please do let us know.
Yeah, and of course all our scores will be on the socials, and enjoy it with us. Do it with your friends. Do your predictions and just see how it goes. Maybe do a league table and join us in this beautiful game that we've produced. Steve Sidwell, are you entertained?
I am. It's a nice jacket.
It's a nice jacket.
I don't know how
Sid.
you've gone so long without not getting a comment on the
Is this
jacket.
new?
It's a bit
It's
of a
a new- it is my
statement.
new jacket.
I like it.
Is it a new one?
It's my new jacket, yeah.
It's really...
Is it corduroy?
Well, I don't know, Sids. Tell me.
Well,
Why am I getting comments about the jacket?
No, I was listening. I think it might be the circles that you're moving in. Or certainly with the Jingle Bell Ball, for instance.
Shall I be honest?
Yeah.
Go for it.
The Jingle Bell Ball, they sort of give you a stylist person to get you a suit and all that kind of thing.
Did they produce that?
And then they gave us a couple of other jackets as well. So suddenly I'm rolling in this new clobber. I feel like Charlie Sloth or something.
Yeah.
I feel like, it's just like, I just feel like a new man.
Had a real glow up,
Do you know what? I
haven't
feel like a footballer that's just signed for a new club on a bit. I feel like Torres.
Really?
When he's just come to the UK, I've got a new sort of swagger about me.
Is it a freebie as well?
I wouldn't say it's free, but I would say to everyone watching, have a look at waxclothing.com.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So good.
Well, I'm glad you brought that to our attention, though, Sid.
Yeah.
Right. Dear Peter, Christopher and Stephen.
Whoa.
Yeah, very respectful now, these emails. Love the pod. I've not missed a single episode. Going back to the very start from before the circumcision, when the 16th chapel was a thing and Claire Travel sorted out flights to Vanuatu.
Wow.
Keep up the good work. That is...
Yep.
I'd forgotten some of that. The 16th
Who was
chapel.
circumcised?
The circumcision was when we cut off foreskin.
Of course it was. Sorry.
And obviously, we lost him, it was one of those things. And the 16th chapel was one of my favourite things I've ever heard. It was when you thought the Sistine chapel was the 16th.
Brilliant.
Phenomenal. And we were going to go to Vanuatu.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Anyway, after listening to last week's Friday episode, Chris suggested that in order to continue the rebranding of the football donkey, someone could perhaps do a little reworking of Little Donkey. Well, here it is. I hope I have captured the essence of what is to be not just a little donkey, but a big, massive donkey. I've attached the words and audio file of me attempting to sing it. Brilliant. Please have a look and a listen and consider sharing it with other listeners. Cheers, guys. Have a Merry Christmas. Dave Small. P.S. Regards to your families.
And you, Dave Small.
Dave Small, what a lovely email.
Massive donkey. Massive donkey, massive donkey, not quite tall he seems. First name on the team sheet is is top man in our team. Massive donkey, trusted, loyal and strong. Covers every bit of the pitch with runs short and long. True and reliable, padded shins get stuck in. Calm and dependable, with him in we should win. Massive donkey, honest, brave and fit. Without him in the first team, we really are quite shit. Proper donkey, gives his teammates hell. If they don't put a full shift in, just like Steve Sidwell. Massive donkey, proper donkey, just like Steve Sidwell. Thank you.
Wow.
I just sometimes go look the kids in the eye and I can't say, they go, how was work, Dad? I just love it. I absolutely love it. I can't get enough of it.
Right, next message.
I don't know. Dave Small. I'm not one to be lost for words, but I truly am there.
I don't know about you boys, but it feels like Christmas now.
No, it wasn't until then.
No.
I mean, he's wrapped that up in a week.
That's
It's incredible.
Summer songwriter.
I've got to give that the thumbs up.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I've got to give that the
Fantastic.
thumbs up. That
Dave.
was absolutely superb. Steve Sidwell is entertained.
Phenomenal.
Spot on.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Incredible.
I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I spent 24 years at the tap end, right? So 24 years of my life, whenever I had a bath, I would sit with my head against the taps. And then it was only age 24 that I looked at the other end of the bath and saw it was slopey and thought, that will be comfier if I go round that way.
You're joking me.
And no, genuinely. And I always say that this was the moment I became a man, was realising there's a slopey end to the bath and lying there. And I thought, wow, I'm an adult now.
Hold on a minute. So you used to get in the bath
Yep.
and lay. But wouldn't the tap be hot?
Yeah, it was really uncomfortable. But, it's just you grow up a certain way, don't you? It's like what we've been talking about here. I did 24 years at the tap end. So I basically ended up saying this on the radio, right? And then it became this just sort of thing. But I just want to shout it out only because whilst we're talking about how we grow up doing things, gobsmacked by that. But there'll be someone listening right now, I guarantee it, who's listening to this and gone, shit, I have my head against the taps. And free yourself. Go and sit on the slopey end. Go see what it's like. And thank me after.
Wow. Yeah.
Thick fuckers.
Well, that's like, when you were talking about like people like voting and all and stuff like, I think it was Ricky Gervais said it, they still put do not drink on bleach. Yeah. So when you are doing these public things, remember there are people that need that sign on bleach to not drink it.
I can't get my head around that.
Yeah, there's so many things in life that blow your mind. They still have no smoking signs on planes, don't they? If you think about it.
I'm still thinking about the tap.
What about Flow Rider? Do you know what he's named after?
Florida.
Florida.
Did you know that? Did you not know?
See?
This is incredible.
Not everyone knows everything, you thick fucker.
This is incredible. Is that true? Is that true? Flow Rider, Florida. That's incredible.
So kicked up at the end.
Was that a bite? Was that a nibble?
It's all going on.
A nibble.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you next week.